Oh wait, start recording? Okay. I'm gonna go with the flow. So, welcome to a new video. I received this message yesterday morning, at 10:01 a.m. exactly. I actually woke up from sleep to feed my cat, and I was like, let me go back to sleep. I was conscious enough, and I did quite a lot of stuff, and then I decided to go back to sleep. As soon as my head hit the pillow, I received this beautiful message that I really want to share with you guys today. It's called Be Like Howl. Howl from the Howl's Moving Castle. It's a Ghibli movie. I don't know. I don't know if it's possible that you don't know about it, because it is pretty famous. Like, everyone knows about it. Oh, I have earrings, by the way. I'm wearing the Howl earrings. So, it's gonna be a very profound message. I haven't posted in a very long time, and I was kind of beating myself because of it, but I realized that you need to allow yourself to process emotions such as grief, process emotions such as sadness or upsetness, because we get so busy with quantum jumping or quantum leaping into the next reality that we forget that you need to allow yourself the time to actually forgive yourself for mistakes, or to forgive yourself for even being upset, because I feel like we're very hard on ourselves. We need to be positive 100%. We need to be positive all the time. We cannot have moments where we're not feeling our best. So I think it's very important to let grief in and let the grief move through your body and let the grief move out of your body, because I don't see a healthy reality or a healthy future where you are experiencing the best that life has to offer without acknowledging the grief that comes with it. I found myself saying this to my mother very recently, that you can be upset about something while at the same time be happy about the other side of the coin, the flip side of the coin. You could be happy while also holding space for grief. Wait a minute, let me just cleanse this deck. I actually wrote the message down for you guys, but I just wanted to address that grief is very important. If grief shows up, especially I think because considering the Mercury retrograde, we've had a very strong retrograde. I think it's, guys, give me a minute. I've had some. Let me just adjust myself. Cool. Okay. So, here's the message. I wrote it down and I wanted to read it out to you guys because it is so beautiful. And this is me writing this message. Like, I channeled this message as soon as I could. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not sleeping. I have to write this down. It's so important. Okay. Hear me out. Oh no, this is not the one. Sorry. Got it. Be like Howl. Be like Howl. He didn't know love was coming. When something profoundly threatening arrived, he bothered. But later, he eased into observation because Calcifer, his heart, wanted Sophie to stay. Why? Howl didn't bother to know immediately why, when, and how. Howl just let it happen. He observed what Sophie did to Calcifer. He observed Sophie even if she was a threat initially. He let things happen in order to observe from a carefree spirit. But Howl wasn't ignorant. I want to go a little deeper on this. The reason the message says be like Howl is because Howl looked unbothered. Howl is because Howl looked unbothered and ignorant. Like he didn't care if Sophie ever existed. But truthfully, he was always keeping an eye from a laid-back stance. He wasn't on his feet, dripping with anxiety and fear. He let the possible worst outcome play out and prove itself, to judge if it was something to worry about. He didn't stay away, worry away, or fear away at Sophie's presence. Even if it wasn't physically there, even if he wasn't physically there, his heart observed it all. Let your heart be like Calcifer. Let it play, banter, laugh around, the Sophie of your life. And you be like Howl, present, silent, observing, free of fear of the future, past, or present. Be like Howl. I love it. So think about it, because if you observe the movie, I have never seen Howl from that perspective. But after this message, I think now that I look at the movie, it makes sense that Calcifer was Howl's heart, right? And Howl allowed Calcifer to be the judge of things. He was judging things, or he was observing, but he observed everything from very laid back, from as if he was in the background and Calcifer was in the foreground. He let Calcifer take the lead. He let Calcifer be the one who spoke to Sophie quite a lot. He let Calcifer be the one to judge if Sophie could stay. So whatever it is in your life that is the Sophie of your life, whatever that you love, whatever that, it could be a person, it could be a new hobby, it could be a decision that you're about to make. Let your heart be Calcifer. Let Calcifer, who's within your heart, guide you and observe things. Judge, observe, pay attention, but from a distance. That is why I feel what I love about this message is the emphasis on being or behaving like Howl. Because Howl, if you look at him, he's so nonchalant, right? He's so unbothered. He looks ignorant. And it's like you wouldn't even believe that he loves Sophie till towards the end of the movie. You're like, wait, he likes Sophie. He actually does. And you wouldn't know that, right? Until the end. And you wouldn't know that because his heart was Calcifer, and Calcifer was always in connection with Sophie. Calcifer was always talking to Sophie. So in a way, if you think about it, Howl wasn't exactly the one doing the talking. Calcifer was. So let Calcifer do the talking for you. You have a Calcifer within you, and let that Calcifer do the talking for you, because I think we're all moving in a space or in an energetic space where fear or doubts knock your door before your intuition does. Fear or how do I say, fear, doubts, or the worst possible outcome that you could imagine or expectation knock on your door first before your heart and your intuition could ever. In that space, when you operate from that space, you fail to see quite a lot of things. And if you are finding this video right now, I think you are in the phase that calls you to let your heart lead you where you're going, especially if this is about a person. Then let your heart be the one who is contacting them. Because I think this is heavily in terms of a love message. This is about a person. So I'm not saying that this won't find you. This isn't for you if this is not about a person. Yes, you could be experiencing the same feelings for a very different category, a very different prospect. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a life decision, a major life decision, maybe it's a change of hobby, maybe you're criticizing or you're doubting yourself before you begin on a new journey that could completely change the trajectory of your life. You could be somebody who wants to start music, which is a bold step from where you're coming. So it could find you in any moment or in any space of your life, but this is specifically going to find people who are currently attached, soulfully attached to a person's soul, to another person's soul. So for you, my love, I think it's very important that you observe this person like Howl observed Sophie. Like Howl's heart, Calcifer observed Sophie. You have to let your heart observe the Sophie of your life. You have to let your heart be the guiding star in this particular relationship. Because truly, when it comes to people, when it comes to the lover that you're experiencing this love with, it's very, especially if you were in a separation of some kind and you haven't been talking, or you're talking very limited, or you're not talking at all, what happens is that your mind fills in those gaps with doubts and fears of its own. Not to, I don't want to forget to mention, but consider your trauma. I mean, you got trauma, don't you? And that trauma can actually play against you. So even after you've done the work, I think the human aspect, the human side, the one that is disconnected or doesn't understand not psychological, sorry, doesn't understand spiritual concepts, because your body is very 3D. Your human side is very 3D. It's only made for Earth. It would not understand anything that's beyond Earth, anything that is beyond the 3D. So explaining concepts such as 5D, soulmate, twin flames, relationships, or love at first sight, or feeling past life connections, explaining such concepts to your human side can be a very big task, because your body is not going to understand them. So, what do you do in those cases? How do you explain to your body that it's okay and that it's safe to love this particular person, or to let them love you? Is to remind you that you're just the body in a 3D, experiencing a 3D. Truly, you're a soul. You're a soul of the 5D. You're a soul that comes from the realms that is beyond Earth, right? You're a soul that emerges from the Creator itself. Source energy, if you want to call it that. Some people call it God, some people call it source, some say it's universe, whatever, however you want to address that power, the highest power, okay? So in relationships that are very soulfully attached, and I'm saying specifically to the root, so soulmate or twin flame, love that feels like soulmate or twin flame. People who experience soulmate and twin flame love find it the most difficult to love someone, or to observe the person through their heart or through their intuition alone, because the mind is always playing tricks. That is why, be like Howl. Let your heart take the lead. Observe what your heart does. Observe what your heart does with their hearts. Observe what your hearts do together with each other. Observe the telepathy that goes on between you and that person's heart. Which is why, just sit back and let's see what your heart speaks about with their heart. Which again reminds me of a scene where Calcifer talks to Sophie and Howl just sits there silently. Howl doesn't say much. That's what, be like Howl. Sit there and just observe the way your heart talks to their hearts. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. I don't know why I'm exhausted. I just gave a small message and I'm exhausted already. I want to pull some cards, just a few cards, just to get a general reading, or just to get a general check on the energy. I didn't have a song that was coming to my head, but I don't remember it anymore. If I do remember it, I'm gonna, oh, okay, maybe I'm gonna get this card out. Oh, the Chariot, see, because I think, if this video finds you, right, we're entering a phase where it's like, if not now, then when? Or, wait, I know this is from Call Me By Your Name. Ah, yes, the book Call Me By Your Name, or the movie Call Me By Your Name, is very, very significant. Because I've been reading it, and I think this phase of your relationship, or the phase of your twin flame or soulmate journey, is, I said soul flame. The journey can be best described by this sentence that says, if not now, then when? Or if not later, then when? Right? I think there's this bubbling of energy, and you are pretty much aware that, oh well, it could be here any moment, or it could just arrive any moment. So you know that it could arrive any moment. You don't know how, you don't know when, but you can feel it. And I think there are parts of yourself that's very pessimistic, right? You're like, I don't want to think that this is going to happen, because you're kind of preparing yourself, or you're preparing yourself to take the hard hit, or you're preparing yourself to experience heartbreak so that it doesn't hurt too much, because you're a person who has a lot of happiness or a lot of excitement that is filling or bubbling in your heart due to your intuition and your guides that are telling you to be excited about this. But based on, ouch, I'm so sorry, this hurts. I just scratched my pimple. So based on your past experiences, or based on what you've experienced within this relationship, within this journey, or within the past relationships, you feel like you want to hold on to a part of yourself that loves negative self-talk, and you're kind of like preparing yourself for the worst outcome, that if this doesn't work, I like, you're, so that when it doesn't work, you're like, see, I knew it, I was prepared. But darling, you don't have to be prepared, okay? Which is why, be like Howl, right? Just observe things. You don't have to be head on with things and take action for things. Just observe things. Think like Howl. See things from a very far distance, especially when it comes to your negativity. And which is why this negativity, or this negative self-talk, or this preparation in advance to make sure that you don't take a big hard hit, or that when things don't work out, it doesn't hurt you as much, because, oh, well, I thought about this. I knew this was going to happen. Like, I knew it. I just knew this would happen with me. When have things gone well for me? But it's time that you leave such expectations and like focus on, and actually bring attention to the narrative that your heart is speaking about, or that your heart, your intuition, your spirit guides tell you about. Because if they tell you that it's time to be excited, oh, damn right, it is time to be excited. If they tell you that, honey, please keep your expectations clear, oh my God, please listen to them. Because I think we really, just because you cannot see them, or just because you cannot hear them, like physically hear them, we kind of sometimes take their advices with a light heart, or we sometimes think that, well, okay, I get you, and then we forget about it. But do we really have to take this lightly, or do we really have to? I smell something weird. I don't know. I think someone might be cooking outside. I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys. That really distracted me. I don't know where I was. Yeah, I often think about this. How easy it is for us to just be like, I don't have trust, or be hopeless, which is also, it's okay, it's normal. Never beat yourself up for that, okay? You're human. You're allowed to feel that grief. But also, never let that part of yourself die that knows that. Okay. Never let that part of you die, right? That knows that the best is yet to come, that knows that you were supposed to trust, that knows that this love is the most blissful thing ever. Lean into that unknown, lean into that fear, that fear of the unknown, that if I do this, where would it lead me? If I say yes to this, where will it lead me? Yes, your human side is going to be terrified. Your human side thinks that, well, there are two things that could happen. I could fall, and I could fall. Like, I don't think your human side is ever chill about it. But truly, I think you are working on your nervous system. That should help you. Working on your nervous system should help you. But never let go of that part of yourself that asks you to trust. At the end of the day, yes, you can have your moments of grief. Yes, you can have your moments of hopelessness where nothing makes sense. You don't want to make sense of it. You don't want to make sense of anything that's going on. But at the end of the day, make sure you come back to the part of yourself that knows what's up, that knows divine creator is the one I'm supposed to trust in here. They're the ones with the game. They're the ones with the plan, not me. There is also another message coming through, which I swear I had it and then it left. I should have spoken about it. See, this is why I like to interrupt my own narrative, interrupt when I'm giving a message and like insert a new message in the middle. Because I know if I say, okay, I'm gonna say it next, I forget it. I forget the message. Let me see. Maybe it could come up in the cards. Hopefully. Some cards are threatening to fall. I can feel it. I'm not looking at it, but I know some cards are threatening to fall from my hands. Maybe maybe you guys could see this? I want you guys to. Is that trash? No. Oh, 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 wait. Why are the cards. Wait, what? Why are the cards facing this way? This is weird, dude. Oh my god, they're all jumbled up. They're all like weirdly facing the same direction. Like the opposite direction, I mean. This is not gonna work. Okay, I found it. Never mind. Thank God. Did something fall? No. Mm, what do I do with this? I'm so sorry, you guys. Wasn't supposed to go this way, but it's very weird how these cards are facing the opposite direction. It's not like I did them on purpose. I have no idea when did I do this. I feel a card threatening to fall. Dear God, do we have any message? Do we have any message that we need to focus on? Do we have any message in regards with be like Howl or just in general any energy that we need to focus on? Damn, dude, some of these cards are really messed up. Why? Look, now they're... Okay, you know what? This is peeking out. I'm gonna take this. The message I'm getting is that be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. Okay, we have the Princess of Cups in reverse. So you might be a water sign, might be your rising, or it might be your moon sign. So if you're a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Aquarius, right? Yeah. So if you're one of these signs, or if you're just generally like keeping apart the zodiac, if you're someone who is very emotional, you think in emotions, you think in feelings, like there is not one day that you're not governed by your emotional state. You are very susceptible to having or feeling down with your emotions or having trouble when it comes to I want to say almost like categorizing your feelings or categorizing your emotions. Just like having a hard time with emotions. Because sometimes they get really heavy, or sometimes they weigh upon you a lot. I think for you, please take it slow. Take it slow. Don't be mad at yourself for always being emotional. I think it's a blessing to be emotional. It's a blessing to be someone who is that sensitive, because your sensitivity is a blessing on earth. There are people around, like, look around you. People are not sensitive these days. They're not sensitive. They're not bothered. They have zero remorse for the things that they commit. You being the sensitive one, you're not just leading the world in a way that it has to be led with the power that it has to be led with the emotional intelligence, with the emotional quotient. People use more IQ than they use EQ these days. But I always find that having EQ is the better leverage than having a higher IQ. What you gonna do with your IQ? I wanted to say, what you gonna do with your IQ, bitch? As if it's needed. Yeah, it works well within offices, within classrooms, but in the world where there's a lot of shit going on, EQ. Your EQ is something you need to be proud about. Your ability to feel so deeply, to be so emotional, is something you need to be proud about. You need to feel pride in it. Even if it bothers you sometimes. I understand people who are emotional get bothered by their own sensitivity. Like, why am I so sensitive? Why do I have to immediately feel so emotional when things are obviously upsetting me? I know. Please experience them. Don't be mad at yourself. Please be soft with yourself. Be soft with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't complain about yourself. Don't complain about your sensitivity. And that goes for me as well. I feel like I'm saying this to you, but I feel like the same message has to be accepted by myself too. I need to accept this for myself. Because how many times are you gonna blame your sensitivity or, say sorry for being so sensitive? People around you who cannot handle your sensitivity are at a loss. They're the wrong ones, not you. You hold the power to feel so deeply. I'm seeing like layers, I'm seeing dimensions, layers after layers after layers. Oh, you know what? You know what the message is? What I'm seeing is that when I was learning about the Thought Tarot deck, this is a thought deck. This is a thought deck. It's not Rider Waite. It's thought. THOT. So when I was learning about this, someone explained it as, think about Rider Waite as, think about the soul or the energy being a triangle and there's a sheet over it. Rider Waite is going to be able to tell you what the pointed points or the edges of it'll be able to make out the edges of the triangle, right? But with Thought deck, the Thought deck peels out layers that Rider Waite cannot describe, and it goes out to the depth of what the triangle looks like. Thought will be able to tell you what the triangle is made out of. Is it wood? Is it metal? Is it gold? Is it silver? What's the nature? What's the texture? So what I'm saying is that you are the Thought deck. You're like a thought deck. You see beyond layers. You peep through layers. You pierce through layers. You pierce through a person's soul. That's how deep you are, and that's how deep you can sense things. And that is all thanks to your sensitivity. The same sensitivity you've been made to feel bad about. The same sensitivity that you feel bad about sometimes. The same sensitivity that you blame. The same sensitivity you think is a liability to you is not a liability. It's an asset, my love. Last card, and then we close this reading. Any last, didn't have to. The Devil. Again, I think the takeaway from this whole message is that don't let the devils around you, be it in the form of humans, be it in the form of your own thoughts, be it in the form of ideologies or negative self-talk or doubts, guide you in this new page almost. I'm also like sensing like the pages of tarot. The pages are beginners. They're beginners. They're teenagers. They're just starting into this world. They're not adults yet. They're just learning. So this new page, you're a new page. You're a page. You're a page of cups, pentacles, whatever. But you're a page. You're a beginner into this new chapter. So guide yourself with love. Guide yourself with softness in this era. Don't let the devils around you, be it within you or outside of you, to control or to make yourself feel bad, almost like take you down all the time. Like, I feel like the amount of times okay, I know how to explain this because I read this today, and I had been thinking about this quite a lot. So it's not about pressurizing yourself to stay positive all the time. It's not about making sure that you're always staying intact and that you don't fall apart. It's about letting yourself fall apart and experiencing grief when you have to, but also making sure that it's not about speed, it's not about competitiveness on how fast do you stand up again after falling. It's about making sure that you know how to gather yourself back after you've fallen apart. Falling apart is not the issue, or feeling negative for a moment is not the issue. The main takeaway is to always make sure that you are aware of when are you gathering yourself back, or how are you going to gather yourself back, because you are very much capable of gathering yourself back from broken pieces, and that should outweigh the amount of times you fall, not forcefully but with love, by reminding yourself that I no longer resonate with this. I no longer resonate with this thought process. I no longer resonate with this negative self-talk. This was the past. This was the old me. This new era requires a very different thinking pattern, and this is not what I'm going to go with. That's the key. Okay? So, yes, that's it for this reading. I don't really have a lot to talk about, also because I think I'm doing this after a week and I feel like a rusted metal. I feel so rusted. Like, I feel like I need to be polished with my speaking skills, because I swear I find myself sometimes zoning out while I do these messages. But okay, that's it. I hope you like this message, and hopefully I might start posting more frequently. But if I don't, please understand, it's me just gathering myself. Not gathering myself exactly. I've just had a week where I wanted to stay away from people, and I wanted to stay away from all forms of energies, and I was just I don't know, recalibrating things within myself. It's a very different thing to explain. And yeah, I was letting grief in. I was feeling a lot of grief that I was bottling up, like I was holding it by the neck. I was like, no, I cannot let this grief out. But you have to let loose at one point. You cannot hold on too long, because then it hurts, right? So yeah, hopefully I will be posting soon. But till then, if not so soon, be assured that I'm gonna post next week. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Be like Howl.